One second, I have to share this one. नेटवर्क डिस्कनेक्ट आ गया. See, okay, so in this diagram you can see over here the specimen is kept. Just now told that it is kept perpendicular. Now I will show you how the procedure is there and how it is been taking out the reading. So see, over here the bench micrometers do in the multiple works. Okay, first it can be used as micrometer has been used like an comparator. In the previous class also you have studied what is a comparator, just comparing the dimension with the standard diameters. Okay, so it also works like a dimension or comparator, and also it gives an readings or the actual size of the particular specimen. Okay, now the measurements of the major diameter, what is the procedure? That first of all the standard cylinder is been placed between the holding center and the measuring anvils. Okay, standard specimen means accurate size specimen or cylinder is been kept. So whatever the diameter of that cylinder is been note down, okay, has been taken out. Okay, either it may be the 50 or 51, 52, whatever the dimension is, that has to be taken out. Then afterwards you can see over here the threaded bolt is been placed between the anvil and the measuring anvil. Okay, then the procedure starts. Okay, the actual this one you are having threading this, what you can say, the standard dimension you are having. Okay, just you have to compare and have the accuracy, maintain the accuracy, or to get the dimension, actual dimension as per the standard. Now you can see over here. Then next, this is a fiducial indicator. What does this fiducial indicators do? It applies the same pressure. You have to control the pressure on the thread in a same amount. Okay, so see, when the threads are being measured, not only on a single point the threads are being measured, so the different points are there, positions are there where the threads has to be measured, then you have to take the angle. So now the threads is measured in this position. Now next, at the top of this position the threads has to measure, then over here this thread position is being measured. So whatever, so in this position, what the in this position, first position, what is the reading, then this one is in second position, now over here this one is in third position. Like this way, on the different positions you have to check the diameter or the variation of the dimension. Okay, now for when you change the position, at that moment what has to be done, that the pressure of an anvils, okay, or the pressure of an measuring anvils has to be maintained over there. Okay, whatever the pressure you have to anvil, okay, that particular pressure is been indicated in the fiducial indicators. It shows the pressure, how much it is there. Whatever the pressure you have taken for the measuring the standard, same pressure you have to apply while measuring the specimen or the component. Okay, on that same pressure you have to take down the readings. Okay, now you will see over here now you can see over here the pressure is been maintained okay by the fuel indicator, the whatever the for the standard you have maintained, you have to maintain for the specimen. Then you have to take down the reading. Okay. Now the major diameter, there is a standard formula is there, that is the capital D1 plus R2 minus R1. So now let us see what is an R1 and R2 and what is the D1. So the D1 is the diameter of the setting cylinder. So whatever the diameter you have got of a standard, first initially you are measured the standard, that standard diameter is considered as a D1. Okay. Setting cylinder, that is called as a setting cylinder. Standard specimen you have checked. Before going to the actual specimen, you have checked the standard specimen of that diameter is called as a D1, denoted by D1, diameter of the setting cylinder. Then next R1, the reading of a micrometer on the setting cylinder. So whatever the micrometer reading is been there, okay, that micrometer reading is been checked over here. Okay, that is of the standard, that is called as an R1. Then next R2, reading of a micrometer threading. So whatever the R2 is nothing but the micrometer reading of actual specimen, that is an component which you are going to be checked. Now see, R1 is a standard micrometer reading, R2 is an actual threading, whatever you are actual threading components you are going to check. Now whatever the values you are getting, that you have to input in this standard formula, then you will get the dimension or the figure that is called as a major diameter of an thread. So this is how you are going to calculate the major diameter of the threads. Okay. Now over here you can see in this formula, okay, plus or D1 plus into the bracket R2 minus R1. Okay. So the symbol this sign, that is a plus, it may be converted into an, it may be changed into a minus. When it is going to change into a minus, for example, I will tell you D, that is the diameter of the setting cylinder, just consider as an 50. Okay, just consider as an 50. Then R2, okay, the micrometer reading of that standard cylinder, same setting cylinder, okay, is 51. Okay. So the micrometer shows the 1 mm variation, that is an increasing side. Okay, increasing side means what? The diameter is 50 but the micrometer is showing 51. Okay. Then you have to take a symbol as an plus, that is an positive sign. Okay. If the diameter is 50 and the micrometer reading is showing 49 or 48, then you have to go for the negative symbol, that is an minus. So like this way the setting cylinder dimension is varies as per the micrometer, so the symbol is been going to change. Okay. Then the R2 minus R1 remains same because it is a difference between the cylinder, setting cylinder, and as well as the actual threading. Okay, by which the error between both the micrometer setting cylinder and the actual reading will be removed out when you kept the R2 minus R1, that is an setting cylinder minus micrometer threads. Okay, then only we will remove out the error. Because of this, the accuracy of the bench micrometer increase very high, that is 0.02 mm accuracy you can obtain or you can get by using this micrometer. Okay. So this is how the major diameter has to be calculated of a threading. Now we will see with the external threading minor diameter how you are going to check. So the procedure you can see in this diagram. So the procedure for checking the minor diameter of the external thread is the same as per the major diameter. Whatever the calculation formulas are there or the comparison of the standard is there with an actual component, is the same procedure is there. Okay. Only the thing is that you can see over here the spindle which are being used over here are in the V shape or the conical shape. Okay. And it also may call as a floating carriage diameter measuring system. Okay, so see, for the minor diameter of the external thread, the two options are there, or the two procedure are there, or the two components are there by which you can measure the external diameter, minor diameter of an external thread. One is a floating carriage diameter of measuring machine is there, and second, projector or the microscope. So on the projector or the microscope, you have to extend, you have to use the microscopic lens by which the scale is been adopted on that microscopic lens. By checking that scale, you can, by your naked eyes, you can observe the minor diameter of that external thread. Okay, now you will see the floating carriage diameter measuring machine. It is just like an bench micrometer, just now you have studied. Same procedure is there, only over here the spindle, this one is carriage is there in the V shape is there, okay, as per the threading, which insert into the threading, okay, which insert into the threading flange and check it. You can see in this diagram, and in the external threading you have seen over there, it is been flat one, flat is there. Same procedure is there, you have to maintain a same pressure, 3 positional checking, okay, as per the 3 position checking, then as per the standard. Over there a small d1 you have to take, over there major diameter capital D you have taken as per the standard, okay. So same procedure, whatever the major diameter you have done, for the minor diameter only this adapter is been changed. It is in a V shape, for the major diameter it is in a flat shape, okay. I hope you have understand the how to measure the minor diameter and the major diameter of the external threadings. In the next class we will go with the measurement of a minor diameter and the major diameter with internal threadings, okay. So join to the next class, we will get in the next class, so we will go with that one, and regarding the pitch calculation also we will do, okay. So I will wind up the class over here.